Can the Ableton Move do prog rock? We're gonna find out, but before we do that, today's patron shoutout goes to MD. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. All right, after a little time away from the Will It Prog series, we are back, this time at the Ableton Move. If you haven't seen any of my kind of can it do prog rock videos before, basically I take a device and I try to recreate the rhythm section of Rush's Tom Sawyer during the guitar solo section. Tom Sawyer being an incredibly recognizable piece of progressive rock music. The meter in the guitar solo section is actually 7/8 as well as 13/16, and there is also a bar of 15/16 in there. Typically I don't do the 15/16 bar because it's just at the very end of the solo, but yeah, we are going to try and recreate that rhythm section part here on the Move. I've already got a few instruments lined up here, so we've got this acoustic drum kit. I really like that China cymbal there. Then we've got this bass. Cool, and then for a lead. Cool, we've got our lead there. So really what this is going to come down to is the sequencer. If you're unfamiliar with the sequencer on the Ableton Move, you have 4 different tracks here, and each track has 8 clips, and each clip can be up to 16 measures long. The way Ableton counts those measures is down here on our sequencer. We've got a 16-step sequencer, and if you want to do odd meter, you're kind of just on your own right now in terms of counting it out. You can hold Shift and the loop length button here and go in terms of individual steps, but let's say I set this to 14/16, which would be 7/8. That's not the length of just one bar of our 16 bars, that's the length of the whole clip. So if I want to have 2 bars of 7/8, I'd want 28 out of 32 steps. So I'd want to go 1 bar plus 12. I don't know, I may have messed that math up. See, but just like that, it's kind of a pain. So instead what I want to do is just use the live record and just let the sequencer run, and then we'll kind of chop it where it needs to be. And how this section of the song works is it's 3 measures of 7/8 and then 1 measure of 13/16, and then it keeps repeating. So if I can get that into a pretty good loop, I will be happy. I'm most nervous about doing the finger drumming on these pads. I've only ever really successfully pulled this off on the MPC-1 pads, which are a little bigger than the Move pads, but we might be able to pull it off. Yeah, let's get the bass part in there first. I'm going to turn on the metronome. And because the metronome is accented, that's going to be kind of difficult since it's accented every 4 steps. And I'm going to be listening for 7. So, I don't know why I can't remember that. Yeah, I don't think there's any way to adjust the metronome settings. No, there's no way to adjust the metronome settings. So maybe we do start with the drums first then. Yeah, let's give this a shot and just see what happens. Oh, let's set our tempo. I totally forgot to do that. I want quicker. This might come back to bite us in the ass because this is gonna shred through measures. But let's go ahead and try it with the quarter note pulse at what the 8th note pulse should pretty much be. Here we go. Oh man. Okay, let's just switch over to the bass and try to throw something down now. I'm gonna turn off the click. I'm going to turn off the click and just play with my own drumming. And we'll see how this works. Again, E right there. Okay, here we go. let's take an actual look at measure 7 here and see what's going on. So I think we need it to reset right here, maybe? Let's see if this loops properly. No, okay. So it needs to be, is it 6 measures and then 13, 16? Surely that can't be right. My playing may have also just been off. I'm already seeing that this is kind of a nightmare without the ability to go in and actually dictate that, hey, I want measures 1 through 3 to be 7/8, then measure 4 to be 7/16. Yeah, without the ability to do that, it's pretty rough, not gonna lie. Being tied into a 4/4 grid and then just trying to count steps around it is pretty rough. Let's try to get our melody in here and just see what happens. Why don't we solo that? Go into just the last 2 measures here. So I think this is in the right spot, but there we go. And we'll extend that out. This is really hard to dial in. Nope, I don't want that. I want, oh boy. No, I want all of this. 7 bars, right? Basically, I'm just guessing till I get it right. That sounds like it might be right. So 6 measures plus 1 of 13, 16. We'll try everything. Whoop, bass. We'll try everything there. Maybe I'll quantize these other 2 and just see. We're kind of there. Let's go into the drums and delete the clip. Gonna go into the bass and delete the clip. Let's try the bass again. See if we can build. I feel like the lead is actually okay. Now there's a few rough spots. Oh boy. I messed it up, didn't I? I totally messed it up. Oh well. I don't know what to do here. This is very hard. Wow, this might be our first, not necessarily fail, but because it's clearly possible, and this can absolutely be done, but this is not easy or fun by any means. Like, not at all. We need the ability to subdivide the metronome. We need the ability to take off the accent on the metronome. We need the ability to increase the metronome volume. And we need the ability to dictate individual measure length rather than just length for the entire clip. Let's just delete everything. Now I'm just going in and I'm setting the length of each clip to 6 and 1 bar of 13, 16. There we go. Okay, metronome on. I'm not going to try to do anything fancy on the drums. Not going to worry about the fancy kick drum pattern. I just want to dial this in. Here we go. Okay, that felt decent. We're going to turn the click off. Now we're going to try the bass part. Okay, much better. And here comes the lead. I messed it up. We'll try it one more time. Here we go. All right, so there we go. I definitely got us there. That was not a pleasant journey or experience at all. Now, the Move still is pretty much my favorite like piece of electronic music gear that I own at this point. But this is definitely an area where I really would love to see some improvements, and I think it needs them, if I'm being completely honest. Hopefully they are on the horizon. Ableton so far has just been incredibly fast with these updates. We just got 1.4 last week, and that brought some awesome improvements. So yeah, hopefully odd time signature support and better control of the metronome is on the way. So yes, the Ableton Move can do prog rock. However, it is certainly not as good of an experience as it should be. I do hope you found this video informative or at least entertaining. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.